Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You're a university student and you think you've packed everything that you need. You travel to your university and you unpack everything. Then over the course of the first 2 weeks, you slowly start to realize you didn't actually bring all the things you really need as a university student. So in order to prevent that, I'm making this video. That way you'll know exactly what you need to take and you won't leave any important things behind. I'm going to give you a bunch of things that in my opinion will make your life much easier as a university student, and I think these things are very important for every single university student to have. So if you're an international student, you're going to be traveling abroad, and when you're traveling abroad, you have to make sure all your things are charged. Now, you could be running around trying to find a power outlet, but it's just so much easier to have a power bank. So make sure you have a power bank, and that's not only going to help you in your journey, but it'll also help you in your everyday university life as well. Now let's fast forward a bit to when you arrive at your student accommodation. You check in and you go to your room. You might need to recharge a few things like your power bank that might be dead, or you might need to plug in a couple other things. So make sure you have a travel adapter that you can use, and this depends on which country you're going to, so make sure you check beforehand. But it's always good to have a travel adapter in case you need it. Something else you'll also notice, especially in your student accommodation, is that the wall outlets are not near your bed, and there's only like 2 at max 3 wall outlets in your room. So you're going to need an extension cord, and this is something that I've had to use in every single student accommodation that I've been in because there's not enough wall outlets and they're never near your bed. By the way, in case you're wondering why you should be listening to me, then I'm a third-year international university student, and so I know my stuff. I've been through it all. Also, as the academic year begins, I'm going to be making more student-related videos, so if that's something that you're into, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. So you've been traveling all day, you're really tired, you want to grab some food, and then you want to relax. So something that's good to have is a portable speaker so you can listen to music, podcasts, or anything just in your room, but you can also take it out when you go out with friends, and it's just something nice to have. Over the course of the next day or so, you're going to be unpacking your things, putting your clothes in the cupboard, and you'll notice that there aren't any hangers. So make sure you take some hangers. It's going to help to keep your cupboard organized. Something you'll also notice is that your room probably looks pretty bland. One thing that I'd highly recommend is to have some mood lighting. Now, this doesn't have to be fancy. It could be something small on your table, a little colored light on your table, or it could be RGB lighting that you put up on your wall. If you're going to do that, then make sure the adhesives that you use don't damage the wall, otherwise you're going to have to pay damage fees. Another thing that you could add to your room is to bring a souvenir that makes it feel a little bit more like home. Now, don't bring everything. 1 or 2 items at max, 3 if you're really stretching it and you're really homesick. You don't need to bring everything, maybe a photo and maybe a little souvenir thing. 2 items at max. Now, what I'd also recommend is to have a physical calendar that you can put up on your board. That way you can write down things that you need to do and keep yourself organized. If that's not something that you're into, then maybe you can have a notebook to have your diary or your to-do list, just something physical that you can use to keep yourself organized. Let's say you've done everything up until now. You have your room set up, everything is good to go, and your first day of uni comes. So you wake up early, you make yourself a nice breakfast. Make sure you have a flask with you, because just as you're about to leave for uni, you can grab your flask, fill up some tea or coffee or even just water. It's just nice to have a drink throughout the day, and you'll see many other students do this as well. So you made it to your university and you're in your first lecture and you're taking notes down with a pen and paper, but you'll also realize that you need a good laptop or a good tablet at the very least, because most of the work that you're going to do is going to be on your laptop. Yes, you can use a library, but when you're at home or when you're in a coffee shop or when you're out with your study group, you need to have a laptop, something that you can work with to get all your things done. Now, of course, you're going to be traveling a lot using public transport. You're going to be commuting to and from your university. You're going to be going out to meet your friends where you'll use public transport to get there. So this last item is to have a good pair of headphones or earphones, and these will just make your commute a little bit better. But you can also use them in the library when you're studying to make sure you get your work done. Some people study better with music, with some sound. So to have a good pair of headphones or earphones is a good idea to make sure you can zone out and not disturb anyone else. So those are some university essentials that every student should have. And of course there are more things, but I'm not going to sit here and give you the obvious things like kitchen items and cleaning appliances. Like, come on, you already know that. So I gave you some things that are practical, some things that I noticed that I use a lot. So hopefully they help you. I'm going to be making a lot more student related videos in the coming weeks. So if that's something that you're into, then make sure you leave a like and you come back next week for another video. See ya.